and welcome to your Multifamily 5x5 for the week of May 3rd, 2010. I'm your host, Heather Bloom, and I'm here pretty much every week when I can find my flip video camera. Behind the Leasing Desks show where we give you 5 topics in 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and kick off today with starting a little bit on talking about Facebook follies. I love that you guys are jumping in out there, and I love to see all this proactive marketing coming out. Excites me like you can't believe. However, I want to make sure you're doing it the right way. We've had lots of people talk about this over the last year, but I just want to remind you that number one, you're not looking to make a profile page, you're not looking to make a community page, you're not looking to make a group page, you want the fan page. So make sure that you're not using those other platforms for a property, because if you do and you build up all this great engagement and all this great movement on the site, and the next thing you know it's gone because they just delete them. So you won't get that back. So make sure that you're right now either migrating everything to a fan page or you're starting from scratch on a fan page. Number two, I want you to remember that that fan page needs to be tied to your corporate account, somebody at corporate, somebody who's going to stick around a long time. We don't want that tied to a personal on-site account. The reason for that being is that person might move, that person might get promoted, that person might go to another company, that person might get fired. You can see how this could get sticky real quick if they're the only admin for that site. So make sure that you're tying that to an account at corporate. Very, very important. Also, make sure that you're tapping into the potential with things like contests. Bill Cosby has a great contest on his Facebook fan page right now. It's a Dress Like Cosby contest. It's been giving great results for his engagement levels. So take a look at that. It's a really good idea. Next up, let's talk about simple savings. And what I want you to do, I want you to leave it shaggy. I'm talking about your lawn, and I'm talking about it this summer. What happens when we cut the grass too short is the water comes down, or we water the grass. Either it rains or we water the grass, and it evaporates right straight back up because there's nothing to protect it. If you raise that, if you have your landscapers raise raise the mower height on the blade about 1 or 2 inches, what you can do is you can easily create more area that water will stay and the wetness will retain down in your grass area. A couple of great benefits for this is, number one, you're going to be watering less, which we all love that. Number two, you're going to be much more eco-friendly. I also want to let you know that you want to water your lawns this summer between 4 a.m. and 9 a.m. So if you've got a sprinkler set system, do it then. Otherwise, when we shoot up water and we're watering the lawn in the afternoon, we shoot it up in the air, it's just going to evaporate straight in the air. About 20% of what we put up there doesn't ever hit the lawn. So we're just wasting money. The last thing I want to remind you to do is please do a sprinkler aim audit. Walk around, turn them on, walk the property, and please make sure you're watering lawns, because it really does us no good to water the sidewalk. Next up, I want to talk just a minute for you guys about emergency prep. Very important. Thunderstorm season is hitting the rest of the country. We don't get a lot of them up here in Seattle. I'm kind of jealous of my friends in Kansas who had a huge one last week. I want you guys to make sure you've got a plan to handle thunderstorms and adverse weather. Things like hail, high winds, debris, lightning, power outages. These are important things that your emergency preparedness plan needs to address, and you need to make sure all of your employees understand the correct chain of command on that. I want to remind you that you're not protected if you're driving around during a lightning storm in the golf cart. That's not a car. It doesn't protect you. No protection. Don't be in the golf cart. Please be inside. Stay inside if there's lightning or thunder, and you want to give yourself a 30-minute window from the last occurrence. And think about things like power surges, because if you're on a corded phone, that will come right up into your ear. I've actually had that shock before. It really hurts. And there are some serious injuries you can sustain from doing that. So you want to either transfer all the calls to a cordless phone or forward them to a property cell phone for that period of time. The URL at the bottom of your screen is for NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, the people who do the Weather Channel. Very good information there. Lots of really good tips. Next up, I'm going to spend a minute on the pools. We all know that the proper pool maintenance is incredibly important. It doesn't only save us money, but it's really important to our residents' health and their ability to enjoy the pool. So here's a couple quick tips. If you can smell the chlorine, you need to put more in. It's very important. When you're smelling chlorine, it's because the chlorine is reacting with biological and an organic material. So that means that it's no longer effective because it's already reacted. If you can smell it, time to treat the pool. Use a drop kit, not a test strip. Test strips are notoriously bad, so make sure that when you're testing your pH levels, you're using that drop kit. And on the pH level, I want to remind you that it needs to be around 7.2 to 7.6. which ironically I just found out is the same pH level as what we find in human tears. Kind of cool. And after adjusting your pH, if you do a major adjustment, test it 6 hours. Let it run through the pool, let the filtration happen. Test it 6 hours out. Most importantly though, go send your maintenance guys, go send yourself, go get your certified pool operator certification. Very important. Check with your local NAA affiliate on when the next classes are. Last up, I want to pass to you guys a reading rec that I am halfway through myself. It's called When Generations Collide. This is a fabulous book. It's by Lynn Lancaster and David Stillman. I love it. Everybody should read this book. From your porter to your regional to the VP of your company. Everybody should read this book. It's about working in a multi-generational office and setting. It talks about things like understanding different people's point of views, which helps you understand their communication patterns, and it helps you understand what motivates them. Because not every generation is motivated. A lot of this is general knowledge, but it's very interesting and very helpful knowledge to have. It's going to be a very key helper for you to build diverse and high-performance teams, which is something we all want this summer. So take a look at it. Have a better relationship with your teammates. So that does it for me today. I will be back next week. Camera notwithstanding. Same BTLD time, same BTLD channel. I'm Heather Bloom, and I hope you guys have a great week.